Hi and Assalamualaikum. My name is Umaira binti Ahmad Basri. My matrix number 2024907855. Today I will be presenting to you the silence Sharia issue in the contemporary application of Murabahah. So we go to definition of Murabahah. Murabahah. Murabahah defined as a particular kind of sale where the seller expressly mentioned the incurred cost of the commodity, add a profit to the cost of the commodity, and declare the profit he has earned on the commodity to the buyer. Thus, the Murabahah is not a loan given on interest, but it is a sales of a commodity for cash or deferred price. Murabahah involves the purchase of a commodity by the bank on behalf of the customer, which is to be sold to customer on a cost plus profit basis. The bank, under this arrangement, the bank discloses its cost and profit margin to the customer. Next, we go to the type of Murabahah. We have two types of Murabahah, which is ordinary Murabahah and Murabahah to the purchase order. First, ordinary Murabahah. It is a contract where the seller and average trader buy an asset without depending on any prior pledge made by the buyer to buy or by him to sell. He buys the item and then sells it to an independent buyer on a Murabahah basis for the amount specified in the contract, disclosing both costs and profits. And then the second one is Murabahah to the purchase order. This type of Murabahah involves the purchase order possible buyer asking the seller to buy a certain item or in accordance with predetermined guidelines. In addition, the prospective buyer guaranteed to pay the seller a market price, which is usually paid over time. Next, we go to modus operandi of Murabahah. For ordinary Murabahah modus operandi, first, bank buy the commodity from the supplier applying a permissionless contract. And then the second one, bank pay the price of the commodity to the supplier either on the cash or deferred basis. Third, bank sells the commodity to the customer by disclosing the cost price of the commodity and adding a markup. Fourth is customer pay the price either on the cash or deferred basis. For Murabahah to the purchase order, modus operandi. First, customer requests the bank to purchase the commodity and promises to buy the same from the bank. Second, bank buy the commodity from the supplier applying a permissible contract. For the third one, bank pay the price of the commodity to the supplier either on a cash or deferred basis. Fourth, bank sell the commodity and promise to buy the same from the bank. And for lastly, the five is customer pay the price either on the cash or deferred basis. Next is silent Sharia issue Murabahah. First is Tawid. In Islamic finance, Tawid is referred to a penalty or reimbursement for late payments. Tawid is used in Murabahah transaction when the buyer neglects to pay the remaining balance within the pre-arranged period of the time. But Tawid definition and application might be interpreted differently depending on legal system, business practice and Sharia principle. In a Murabahah transaction, the buyer late payments might result in the imposition of Tawid, a penalty for the delay in paying the remaining balance. Nonetheless, it can be difficult to decide on the right terms and quantity of Tawid, and this could cause some people to worry that it will resemble traditional interest penalty. For solution Tawids, we have to provide rules for Tawid that are equitable for both parties and in keeping with Sharia without include anything like interest. The penalty should attempt to reimburse the seller for the real expenses incurred as a result of the delay. Subsequently, take into account variables including the length of the delay, current market circumstances, and the seller real monetary losses when calculating the Tawid amount. For the second issue, which is ibrah. In Islamic finance, a waiver or rebate is referred to as a ibrah and is usually given by the seller to the buyer under specific condition. When it comes to Murabahah transaction, ibrah can be used in case like yearly settlement, overpayment, or other circumstances when it makes sense to modify the transaction value. The seller may give ibrah or we call waiver or rebate in order to modify the transaction amount in specific circumstances, such as earlier settlement or an overpayment by the buyer. It might be difficult to apply ibrah in a way that complies with Sharia law and is equitable to all sides. For the solution of ibrah, Provide guidelines and protocol for applying IBRA in Murabahah transaction, specifying the condition that's allow for exemption or refunds. Make sure both the buyer and seller are aware of the criteria and procedure used to determine IBRA in order to maintain fairness and openness. The last part of this presentation, which is its conclusion. Consequently, in order to complete a Murabahah, an offer of sale that include the selling price, the cost of the asset or commodities, the profit margin, and further operational terms and conditions must be made known. Customer will express their clear and unambiguous acceptance of an offer by signing a contract if they accept its condition. The financial institution should not sign a Murabahah with client before obtaining ownership of an asset. It is crucial to remember this. In such a case, Sharia rules rather than the entire Murabahah finance agreement voice. That's all from me. Thank you for watching.